No embarrassment here, but all gamers have at some point searched for how-to videos when they're against a tough cookie in a game. When it comes to Marvel Contest of Champions, various champs give players a run for their money, and they end up watching videos just like this one. So today, we're going to discover the mysteries of defeating the Thing, so players can have a peaceful night's sleep. First of all, it's never wise to go in blind, no matter which champ you're up against. Seasoned players would always tell you to keep a calculated head rather than playing instinctively. Yeah, it's hard to believe that we are still talking about a video game, but it is what it is. Anyways, it always helps to know what you're up against, even if it's called The Thing. By the looks of it, a name like this suggests a heavy emphasis on protection and such, but that's what amateurs do. As a gamer, you really need to get into it like for instance, one of the biggest weaknesses of The Thing is frequent bleeds. Now, who could have thought that a rock could bleed? All the more reason to prepare yourself. So, on the topic of weakness, The Thing loses 2 rock stacks every time he receives a bleed, even though he's immune to bleeds. This means that while bleeds aren't a permanent attack strategy, they are consistent enough to weaken him for a good finisher. So if you choose a champion who's frequently able to give the Thing bleeds, it's going to allow you to take his rock stacks at a low level, which lets you go wham whammy whammy on him. You still don't understand how that works? Well, by keeping the Thing's rock stacks level low, he won't be able to go unstoppable, and his special attacks won't also gain additional abilities. It's easy peasy. But don't forget about the strengths. Taking advantages of weaknesses is okay, but to defeat a strong opponent, you need to know exactly what makes it strong. You could be using a powerful champion, but if it's doing nothing to counter the Thing's strength, then you should get rid of the game and download something easier. Oh, sorry if that was a bit too harsh, but when you're taking a beating from him, it's gonna hurt even more, so sit down and see what makes the Thing a hard opponent to beat. Let's talk about its defenses and his protection, the highlight of the champ's character. Using Symbiote Supreme or the Hood against the Thing is surely gonna be a walk in the park for him because he's immune to Stagger, Nullify, and Fate Seal. This means that any hero who relies on these abilities is gonna be beaten to a pulp. So keep your hands away from these champs and go for an alternative. Well, you can't really go for an alternative unless you understand how the Thing's protection works. Apart from its immunity, the champ also has incredible protection against very high damage. That means that if you go in all guns blazing, you're not gonna get anywhere. The Thing is excellent at taking damage, and it would normally take surprisingly serious damage in a single hit, and it knocks it right down. Even though the cooldown of his ability is very high, it doesn't matter if he's taking the entire damage in one hit. By the time you're ready to deliver more damage, the Thing's protection will be activated, and that's adios to you. So, what did we learn? If you put a champion who's completely relying on high damage, there's no wonder you're gonna look for hacks to defeat the Thing, because come on, have you not had enough of his unbreakable spirit? Next, learn the science behind the Thing's abilities. The Thing's passive abilities make him a hard opponent to beat. You might think that hurting him would make him bleed as Batman did with Superman, but the guy's literally made out of rocks. Even though the best way to go about defeating the Thing is to give him bleeds, you can't do that more than once every 2 seconds. Moreover, he's also immune to armor shattered, fate seal effects, and shock. He's gonna generate 1 rock stack over every struck and block a hit, while he's gonna get an additional 4 stacks with a well-timed block. It seems indestructible, right? But keep watching the video and you'll learn exactly how and when you can get rid of the Thing for good. Coming back to the Thing's passive attack, rock stacks last up to 15 stacks indefinitely, while they're capped out at 20. An additional rock stack that he'll receive will last up to 5 seconds, so the physical and energy resistance increment for every rock stack goes up to plus 127.66, while the Thing also gains a permanent passive Fury. Whenever a rock stack's duration expires or is removed, seems impossible to get all that around your head. Well, the things which make the Thing strong are also the things that can be used against him. Whoa, that's too many things. Next, these fighting tips are gonna knock the Thing right out of the Thing. So, the trick is that learning about the Thing's rock stacks and how they work is the key to both fighting with him and against him. Your initial strategy should be to either keep hitting his block or hitting him so you can push the Thing's charges to 15. By doing that, you can bait his special ability, because once his charge is at 15, he'll fire up a special. It's gonna drain all of his charges, and he won't be able to go for unstoppable. And there's a catch. Sometimes the Thing's power bar isn't completely filled whenever he's going to touch 15 charges. At this point, you're gonna see him in a blocking state, which is your chance to hit his block and fill that power bar without him going for unstoppable. You let him fill his power bar so he'll throw a special attack, and his rock stack level is gonna plummet. You're gonna have to repeat the strategy consistently if you don't want to lose midway. It's incredibly difficult to pull off the first attempt, especially against a hero like him. Practice and master the strategy, and then KO. Finally, you can also go for a debuffing strategy, where a champ attacks can help reduce your opponent's abilities. Heroes like Elektra would do wonders against the Thing, as during a stun, you'd be able to reduce his rock stacks immediately by following it up with a spam SP1 attack. Now, the best champs who stand a chance. We know about the Thing's strength and weaknesses, and about what makes him cry. But apart from learning what makes him bow down, there's also the case of choosing choosing the champ that can do the trick. There's also many choices that you can do to take out the thing, but your champ should be the best counter against abilities. Heroes like Nick Fury and Blade are going to be your best bet if you're taking up the bleed strategy as your main move. Yeah, it's hard to believe Nick Fury against a giant rock man, but we've seen Nick go up against worse. Why are these heroes effective against the thing though? Well, he loses 2 rock stacks after receiving a bleed, and since Nick Fury delivers bleed on basic hits and Blade on parry plus spam SP1, SP2 attack, there's no second guessing their pick. Bleed champs like Gwenpool also give the thing a run for his rocks. And since debuffs are also the way to go with the thing, non-bleed champs like Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and She-Hulk can also stop him from going unstoppable. Their stealth suits and then slow debuff would allow the champs to attack him normally without his rock stack increasing. Consistent attacking with reapplying of slow debuff will also shift the game towards you. The Spider Hero's slow debuff will allow them to land normal hits, but champs like Sorcerer Supreme apply slow debuff on special attack, making him a great contender. And then there's Black Widow in her OG skill class, which doesn't allow the thing to raise rock stacks. Her Sig ability can reduce the opponent's abilities, which, in the case of the thing, is going to keep his stacks at bay. What's the thing's signature ability? Unbreakable Spirit is the thing's signature ability that activates during a heavy attack charge. His signature ability will also trigger when the thing is subjected to a stun, or when the opponent will deal 300% or more of their attack rating with a special attack. And this also goes for the opponent who deals the same percentage of their attack rating with as a basic attack. His signature ability also allows him to activate Protection for the next 5 seconds, which reduces all incoming damage by 70%. You see what we're getting at? That's why it's important to understand the logic behind the thing's passive abilities and the rock stack in order to cook up the perfect strategy to beat him. His signature ability also serves as another layer of defense to his already thick protection. Heavy attackers can't even touch him, as his signature ability reduces damage from all sources. So that means if you choose to go with muscles rather than brains, it's possible for this ability to be activated throughout most of the fight. And that's a wrap for this video. Who's your favorite MCOC hero? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one. I'll see you in the next one.